So in general, when you zoom out, there's been a couple of external groups that looked at this. So the first thing is that academic papers get far fewer policy citations than they do academic citations, which is kind of makes sense when you think about it. So that citation culture doesn't exist so much in policy. It happens a lot, but not to the same extent as in academia, nor close to the same extent. If you zoom out and you look at all the papers published between, I think it was like 2008 and 2014, that were in Scopus. I think this is the science metrics analysis. They found that I think it was like 4%, somewhere around 4% of them are cited at least once in policy. So that's the headline figure. When you zoom into that, it's incredibly age and subject dependent, which is true in bibliometrics in general, academic bibliometrics, but doubly so in policy. So if you look at development studies or economics, for example, 40% of the papers that they kind of sampled in that time frame end up being cited in policy somewhere. So that's much higher than the average. When you look at something like quantum physics, which is very hard science, it's hardly cited at all, less than 1%. And when you look at things like drama and archaeology, again, under 1%. So there's this big kind of, things that you might expect to get used in policy, and especially the social sciences get cited a lot. And the humanities, sadly, because they're always a bit of the poor cousin when it comes to citations, and the very hard sciences get cited much less frequently. And that hard sciences, social science thing, I think it was always interesting because in traditional bibliometrics, it's the other way around. The hard sciences get all the citations, and psychology and education and things don't. But in policy, it's the other way around. But yeah, less numbers than in academia, but it depends on the subject.